eating at a restaurant that's only accessible by aerial tram or by hiking up a mountain 10,300 feet above sea level. This is Ten3, one of America's highest elevation dining experiences. And tonight, I'm eating at Ten3 to figure out what's worth ordering, what I'd skip, and is it worth the elevated prices and the journey to get there? If you want a full breakdown of the tram ride itself, tickets, tips, and what to expect, I have a whole video on that linked below, but this video is what happens once you get to the top and you sit down for dinner. I made a reservation in advance, which I really think helped us land right at a window seat. If you're planning on going around sunset, I would not skip this step. Make a reservation. The wine list is solid. You can order by the glass or by the bottle, and they have a full bar. We went with an Irish coffee and, of course, bubbles. Someone once told me that champagne comes from the stars, and I have chosen to treat that as a fact, and it is now my entire personality. Now let's move on to appetizers. We ordered the crispy pork belly and the bison bone marrow. The pork belly was served in a plum sauce with a spicy aioli and a sweet pickled watermelon radish. The sauce was tangy, the pork was tender, and the creamy aioli added even more richness to the fat of the pork belly, which I'm not mad at.
It's like if orange chicken and pork belly had a baby.
It was crispy, fatty, sweet, acidic, a very good bite. Now, the bone marrow is where things got interesting. This was a bison bone marrow served with caramelized onion and whipped Boursin cheese. The bone marrow itself was very shallow. That very first spoonful you saw was all we got.
That's all I get. All right.
And the funny part was the server actually commented on how little bone marrow there was. So for a second, I thought they were going to bring us another one, and they didn't. Instead, she brought us our Amuse Bouche, which were tiny little ginger mint gummies that I downed like a Jell-O shot. Woo! Spring break! And with that, my Amuse had been booshed. For entrees, we ordered the double bone-in pork chop and the prime rib that was prepared tableside. Now, this was definitely an experience.
Greens.
See, I'm kind of new to the fine dining world, but I think they do this to show how impressive the cut of meat is. That knife was like a machete, and look what a hard time it's having slicing through that meat. I mean, So after the dull knife demonstration, it was then drizzled with some rosemary broth, sprinkled with some seasoning, and then the server kindly left a chunk of said seasoning for later, maybe? Now, this is where I began to question if it was actually delicious or if I was under the influence of champagne and high elevation.
Licking juice is so yummy.
I ordered the double bone-in pork chop that was brined and sous vide in al pastor and served with a lemon couscous.
I want to get down on this thing.
And she did in fact get down on that thing, and it was agreeable.
It's the couscous. It kind of tastes like mashed potatoes at first, but then it's got like this really nice like lemon herby thing happening.
I also ordered a side of the cheddar jack whipped potatoes, which were so good and like velvet.
It got like a mild cheese flavor.
As soon as the sun started setting, the staff opened the shades and everyone in the restaurant stood up to take pictures. Now, the sunsets in New Mexico are legendary. Thanks, uranium. And from 10,300 feet elevation, it's just something else entirely. This was easily the best part of the night. Finally, it's time for dessert. We ordered the chocolate cake and the creme brulee tasting. The chocolate cake was double layered with a cream filling. And I'm gonna be honest, it was a very good gourmet ding dong. And I mean that as a compliment. The creme brulee tasting had 3 flavors: espresso, matcha lavender, and pie crust. And they honestly all kind of tasted the same. You can see the confusion on my face here. I even went in for another bite because I felt like I was missing something. I wasn't. At the end, they brought us these chocolate little candies, which were fine, and the bill. Now, Ten3 is expensive, and that probably doesn't surprise anyone watching. If you're eating at the top of the mountain, the staff has to get there, the food has to get there, the wine has to get there. So yeah, you're paying for the location.
So all in all, would I recommend Ten3? Yes. The view was incredible. You can't beat the sunset from this view. Highly recommend.
Ten3 is a really fun and unique experience. I wouldn't expect fine dining food quality or service, but the ambiance, the views, the journey to get there, all completely make up for that. If you're visiting Albuquerque, I would highly recommend putting Ten3 and the Tram on your itinerary. And if you want to see more information about the tram ride itself, I have a video linked below. I would highly recommend checking out Ten3 for the experience, because the experience is really what you're paying for, and it truly delivers. If you want the all-access pass to New Mexico's best experiences and the most elevated things to do in Santa Fe, Albuquerque, and beyond, make sure you hit subscribe. I'm building the ultimate luxury travel guide, and I'm taking you with me. So until the next one, bye.